Mrs. clapped her loud hands together. There we go.
Tell them bye-bye.
Who it is, everyone? So, I'm going to read a chapter from this book, and of course it's Junie B. Jones and Her Big Fat Mouth by Barbara Park. Here we go. Chapter 1, Punishments. My name is Junie B. Jones. The B stands for Beatrice. Except, I don't like Beatrice. I just like B. And that's all. Isn't that right? B, not Beatrice. B, no Beatrice. Right. Thought so. I go to kindergarten. My room is named Room 9. There are lots of rules in that place. Like no shouting, and no running in the hall, and no butting the other children in the stomach with your head. A lot of rules. My teacher's name is Mrs. She has another name too, but I just like Mrs. And that's all. Last week, Mrs. clapped her loud hands together. There we go. Then she said, announcement to us. Announcement is a school word for telling us something very important, right? Announcement. Boys and girls, may I have your attention, please, she said. Today is going to be a special day in Room 9. We're going to be talking about different careers you have when you grow up. Yeah? Only guess what? I said. I never even heard of that dumb word careers before. And so, I won't know what the heck we're talking about. Careers? Your guess is as good as mine, Junie B. Mrs. made squinty eyes at me. A career is a job, Junie B, she said. And please raise your hand before you speak. Then Mrs. talked some more about careers. And she said Monday was going to be called Job Day. And everyone in Room 9 would come to school dressed like what kind of job they wanted to be. After that, Room 9 was very excited, except for not me, because I had a big problem. That's why. Yeah? Only guess what? I said. Hey guys, guess what? I know what I want to. I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. And so that means I can't come to school on Monday, right, Junie B? What's the point? And now I'll probably flunk kindergarten. Oh no, we don't want that. We don't want to flunk kindergarten. Hooray! Shouted a mean boy named Jim. I made a fist at him, right? He made a fist at Jim. How'd you like a knuckle sandwich, you big Jim? I shouted right back. Mrs. came over to my table. She bended next to me. Please, Junie B, you simply must try to control yourself better in class. We've talked about this before. Yes, I said nicely. Only I hate that guy. You're not supposed to hate. Not supposed to hate Junie B. Just then, my bestest friend Lucille, who sits next to me, stood up and fluffed her ruffly dress. I always control myself, don't I, teacher? She said. That's because my Nana taught me to act like a little lady. And so, Junie B. Jones should act more like me. I made a growly face at her. I do act like a little lady, Lucille. And don't say that again, or I'll knock you on your can. Mrs. did a frown at me. Just kidding, I said very quick, except for Mrs. kept on frowning. And then she gave me punishment. Ooh, Junie B, punishment. Shame, shame, shame.
Right.
Punishment is the school word for sitting at a big table all by yourself. And everyone keeps on staring at you and makes you feel like, you. Oh, yeah. I don't want punishment. That's how come I put my head down on the table and I covered it with my arms. Because punishment takes the friendly right out of you. And so at recess, I didn't speak to Lucille, and I did not speak to my other bestest friend named Grace. Grace is a good friend, isn't she? She is. I just sat down in the grass all by myself, and I watched janitor paint the litter cans. And I played with a stick and an ant, and that's all. I dislike room 9, I said very grumpily. Except for just then I saw something very wonderful in the grass. And its name was 2 cherry lifesavers. Does anyone like lifesavers? Anyone like candy? You like candy? Lifesaver candy? Cherry lifesavers. Good stuff. I'm craving some right now. I could use some cherry lifesavers. Hey, I love those guys, I said. Then I quickly picked one up and I blowed off the germs and I put it right in my mouth. Guys, you have a cherry lifesaver. Where does it go?
In your mouth.
In your mouth. That is right. That is right. Wait! Don't do that! Shouted a loud voice at me. Spit that out right now, Junie B. I turned my head, and it was Janitor. He was running at me speedy quick. His jingling keys were jangling all over the place. Spit that out, I said. He yelled again. And so then I spit the cherry lifesaver on the ground because the guy was scaring me. That's why. Janitor bended down next to me. I don't mean to frighten you, sis, he said, but I spotted a bunch of dirty candy in the grass, and I was going to clean it up when I finished painting. He looked serious at me. Don't you ever eat anything you find on the ground. Do you hear? Not ever. But I blowed off the germs, I told him. Janitor shook his head. You can't blow germs off, he said. Eating things that you find on the ground is very, very dangerous. Then Janitor picked up the dangerous candy. Now run along and play, he said. I did a big sigh. Yeah, only I can't, I said, because I shot off my big fat mouth in kindergarten, and then I got punishment. And now I hate my bestest friend Lucille. Janitor smiled a little bit. Life is hard sometimes, isn't it, sis? He said. I bobbed my head up and down. Yes, I said. Life is P-U. Then janitor patted my head and he walked away. And so guess what? I, just like janitor. And that's all. Thanks so much.
Come on, let's go. Tell them bye-bye.
Will I see you on Monday for story time? Will I see you for story time on Monday?
Oh, thank you. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming, everyone.
Bye.